What's up, everybody? What's good? What up? What up? Hopefully you guys are doing well. Hopefully you guys are thriving. What's up, everybody? What's up? Whew. Let me get chat going. There we go. Oh, Falco, there's something. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's good, man? Yes, so a lot of stuff has dropped today. Let me, there we go. I kind of called it. I'm not trying to, like, it's not easy to be wrong when predicting Nintendo sometimes. I'm not trying to lie there. They just showed off the Star Fox game. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of predicted it. I kind of knew where they were gonna go. I think I did a stream with Monty, and a lot of the things that I said they were gonna do, they did exactly. And I said not to do these things, but they still did them. But what can you do? What can you do, guys? You can't do anything. But that's alright. We'll have fun either way. I'm trying to have fun. We're all having fun. I always have fun. You know, I'm a little, like, I don't know. I'm not the most hardcore Star Fox guy, so maybe I'm not the guy to ask. I haven't even beaten the Star Fox game, but I do care because it does obviously, like, kind of affect how they're represented in Smash. And obviously, I've heard rumors, if you haven't, you know, if you've lived under a rock, by the way, hit the like button, by the way. If you're just coming through, I normally stream on the weekends, so welcome. Many of us wanted Star Fox, so here it is. I really like how it looks, but if the designs are in Smash, yeah, I don't know if those designs are going to be in Smash. I'm just, the reason why I'm saying that is because sometimes when a recent game changes the character designs too drastically and it's kind of out of left field and it's only in like one medium, I don't know if it's actually going to look like that. I don't know if they're actually going to look like that. We really don't know. Because remember, I mean, Skyward Sword was out and that was the most recent design for the Legend of Zelda characters, but Sakura still went with Twilight Princess. That should tell you, honestly, like, what he kind of values. Like, he's probably going to go for, like, a more... I mean, if they're all the characters in the next Smash game look like that, maybe, but I doubt that. I think it's more... I don't know. I thought it was going to lean more towards the Mario movie, which if you saw, like, you know, I showed that last week, but if you saw... Star Fox has, like, a completely different design. It's more, like, anime-esque. I was kind of taken out of like I expected it was gonna lean more towards, you know, this design right here. Like, I like this design from the movie. I was kind of cool to see that, but obviously they went a different direction. So if you guys are coming through, hit the like button. There's also a Discord down below. I did see the trailer. Lo and behold, you know, it is very similar to not only Star Fox 64, but I think it's like a retelling. Now, granted, I don't know how you guys feel. I mean, I'm probably not going to get it, but I'm not a huge Star Fox guy, but I still kind of am invested a little bit. Yeah, there's some things that I like, for sure, but there's some things where I'm like, I don't know, you know? I'm still taking it day by day. What's up, Quibi? What's up, Ivy? Yeah, what's up, Denari? The new Star Fox game is probably in development. Maybe. I mean, there's rumors that it could have been like last minute, like Star Fox being in the movie, the Mario movie. I don't know, but I do think the leaks were 100% real. So the leaks did say there was not only going to be one Star Fox game that is resembling the older ones, so that's the one we just saw, but they said, take this as a grain of salt, but they did say there would be another one. I don't know if that's actually going to happen. 2 Star Fox games kind of feels like, you know, a little too good to be true, but you never fucking know, dude. Yeah, we're going to talk about the Direct, yeah. Not only did this, like, drop completely randomly, guys, like, I was not ready for it. I was literally, like I kind of, like, was like, what the fuck, Star Fox Direct? And as soon as I saw, like, the word Direct, I knew, like, okay, bro, we are literally in... We're getting a game, and they show this clip. I actually kind of wish Star Fox resembled this Not only in the game, but also maybe in Smash. Like I like the way he looked in this like montage here. They show it because it looked really kind of cool. Like it looked cool and like rounded. Yeah, I don't know how you guys feel about that, but has anyone seen? Keep in mind, Bonanza was in development for 7 years. Yeah, so if this is like received well, then you could definitely see like um, not only like more games similar to this, but also probably like I don't even know. Like you could maybe see this design in Smash, but I don't know if people want to see it in Smash. That's kind of my 2 cents. Uh, I'm okay with it. Like it seems fine. Like I'm not saying I hate it. You know, I feel like when people like hate on the design or the art style, they haven't really played the game. It is a little like hypocritical. But if we're going to talk about like the art style, you know, I don't know if it's, you know, what people want in the moment right now, but yeah, there's Slippy, there's Peppy, there's Falco. Yeah, so Falco probably looks the most weird. Yeah, I think they'll just create their own designs. I mean, they normally do that stuff, but not only does Falco look kind of cool, but I'm sorry, he looks the most different. But I'm interested to see like where it goes. Like I'm still, even though I'm like, what the fuck, I'm still kind of like, damn, it's kind of cool at least that he's represented this way. Like it's interesting seeing them all in like a realistic kind of look. It does seem like the story is like also very much 64. This is like, I think it's like kind of it's like a retelling of Star Fox 64, which you know, has kind of been done too many times in my opinion. But you know, here we are. Maybe this is an excuse though to put another Star Fox character in Smash. I think the most obvious one is Crystal. I think that's what people want, but there's no Crystal in this game. So maybe if there is another Star Fox game, maybe Crystal's in that one. I don't know, or maybe maybe a character from this game gets put in. Maybe they finally put in Slippy. Maybe they finally put in Peppy. I don't know. Maybe people want another villain. I don't know. Would you want another Star Wolf guy? Yeah, Leon. I will say this is a dub though. Like outside of me, like kind of being like, I don't know. Like I'm probably, you know, I'm not like the hugest Star Fox guy, anyways. But I did say they needed to hit hard. They need to like, it needs to be a big kind of home run. This needs to be a home run of a game. And if there is another game they're working on, that needs to be a home run too. Like Star Fox needs to kind of bring itself back, if that makes sense. But it is cool that like it's getting revived. I guess it's getting brought back. You know, even though Peppy, you know, some of the scenes, I'm like, I don't know if I like this or I don't know, whatever. But it does look cool enough where I'll maybe give it a chance. The R-Wing, yeah, dude. I actually kind of fuck with it though. I like parts of it. I like how like simple it kind of looks. Apparently it's like $50 too, which it is crazy. They did just raise the price of the Switch, but not gonna lie, the game being $50 probably is, you know, if it's very similar to 64, I'm assuming it's gonna be short. So we'll have to see, man. Somersault, yeah, dude. Oh my god, these are all classic elements of the Star Fox games. There were some like stages that are a little bit different too, like, and also Landmaster getting like brought back. I was like a little nostalgic there. I'm not gonna lie. They're adding back more substance, yeah, definitely. It's getting dark down there. The campaign. How I see this game though is I think I see that this is gonna be a game where like if you just saw Star Fox in the Mario movie, you'll give this game a chance. That's what I think. I think people will be like, you know what, let's put aside the you know like maybe the fact that the series didn't really sell well like initially in the past, but people will like kind of see this as like a fresh game to just get into the series. I think that's what people are probably gonna do. Andros is dead, so they're revisiting old timelines. Oh, you think? I honestly don't know. Like, doesn't Andros come back? Like, they think Andros is gone in 64, and then he's the final boss, right? That's what I thought it was. It was just like kind of a retelling of that. People were asking for like F-Zero like after this, because like, you know, Star Fox is in that level of game where it's that niche. But I don't know. I don't know if they'll like. I feel like F-Zero is even more dead than Star Fox. Every time they like bring back F-Zero, it's like one of the older games, and they're just like, okay, here's F-Zero, but the SNES version. Oh, Andros is a ghost. Don't forget your training. Ah, dude. So many fucking classic moments from this. So many like classic kind of callbacks. I mean, they even show James McCloud later on. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, at first I was very like, I don't know about these designs. Like, we'll see. Like, who knows? I mean, even the like to dislike ratio, like, it's a little split. It's not horribly split, but like 12,000 negative thumbs downs are. That's more than you would expect, but it's still mostly positive. So. I think the cutscenes are gonna be good. Like, you kind of need to like modernize Star Fox, and they didn't always. Back in the day, it was like that you got what you got, but now you kind of need to like catch up with the modern times. And cutscenes is like gonna help bring people in, I think. You know, Cat's there. It'll probably be like, well, like if Fox gets brought into Smash, it could be a mix of this design, or it could be like maybe a throwback to a different game or whatever. We really won't know. I don't know if it'll be like 1-to-1 though. I did find it funny though. They like did a call to action to, if you want the old controller, you can literally buy the old controller. There's a market for everything, I guess. But I did fuck with this. I'm not gonna lie. I was like there's James McCloud right there. It's just Fox with glasses. Peppy hair. Pigma. Pigma looks exactly how I'd expect him to look. He looks fucking gross. And obviously Pigma backstabs him. So Fox, Falco, Wolf locked in. Yeah, definitely those three for sure. I was gonna say Crystal, but I'll say this: if it's Crystal is a lock if there's another Star Fox game, and let's say she's in it. Like the rumor is there's another Star Fox game, then definitely Crystal would make it. James McCloud is in F-Zero, yeah, that's true. He's kind of a reference. It's weird. I don't know if that is exactly him, but he definitely, like, that character is like named after him, right? Maybe you get another villain. I don't know. Would people actually want to play as Pigma? He's ugly. That would be kind of different though, but that would be like a left turn, like quite literally. What if they added James McCloud and James McCloud looks like dishonest content. But what if they added James McCloud as a clone of Fox, like a Echo Fighter? We don't want Crystal. I mean, an easy character would be a character from this game, right? So you add Pigma, or you add like fucking Slippy. I don't know why they focused on this too. I was like, what the fuck? I know Slippy and Peppy are like probably the most obvious examples, but there's like more lesser known characters, like maybe a character from the Star Wars team. That would be like more of a villain. I mean, I did mention Pigma, but it is kind of like, it's weird seeing Fox back after all these years, man. Leon would easily be a better choice. Yeah, I guess anything's possible. Who is this we you speaking of? We? What do you mean we? Nintendo Wii. But it is cool that like Star Fox is getting revived in a way, and I think this will mean something like good is gonna happen for him down the road. Like whether it's a new game or he gets another rep in Smash, maybe I don't know. It seems like this is like a Star Fox year. Like this is like the year of fucking Star Fox or something. And I'm actually alright with it. I'm like whatever, that's cool. What do you guys think? Do you want another Star Fox character, or you're like, yeah, fuck it, I don't give a shit? Or do you what do you guys think about the game too? Are you guys gonna get it? Gotta love how Miyamoto is trying once more to get Star Fox off the ground. Yeah, honestly, man, I can't like agree more, because Miyamoto, I think, is a big part of why Star Fox is being revived right now. It's like it is his series. It's debatable on like if he like sometimes he has caused issues for Star Fox. Always loved the Landmaster. I want Chibi Robo as well if we're talking the next Smash game. Some characters I think are a lot more likely. Star Fox rep is probably a lot more likely, especially since the movie. I think when it comes to Miyamoto, sometimes he has stood in the way of these games. Like he did kind of just paint Dinosaur Planet into a Star Fox game, and that could have been like a really cool game, but at the same time, if you didn't do that, the series would probably be in a completely different like wormhole if you think about it. I don't even know. I feel like when Adventures happened, that was like a big, like Crystal would not actually be a fucking Star Fox character. She would probably be owned by Microsoft or something, sitting on a fucking shelf. Think about that. Or maybe Dinosaur Planet would have been given to Nintendo? I don't know. And maybe Crystal would have lived on as her own IP. There's a whole, like, that was a big thing. I'm at prom right now. Oh, damn. You're making the good decisions, I see. Yeah, I think there's so many things that could be done for Star Fox, but it seems like they're being done right now. It seems like they're reviving the series. They're bringing it back. They're coming back. I've heard rumors there might be another Smash game down the road, and if that does happen, man, it's gonna be fucking hype. It's gonna be hype. It's gonna be hype to just kind of be into that again. Speaking of Smash, people were actually asking, since this also drops around the same exact time. There's a new tier list chat for Smash Ultimate. So this is the fourth tier list, the fourth Smash Ultimate tier list. So if you guys are just coming through, talking about the Smash Ultimate tier list now. Garbage list. Yeah, what do you guys think? Steve number 1 again, no surprise. Okay, so 57 panelists ranked in the top 5 on 66 ballots. Talking about Steve. There was a discussion if he should be in his own tier, but Steve is definitely the best. Only 6. Yeah, okay. Some people voted for Kazuya instead. Wow. 2 panelists voted Sonic as number 1. 1 voted Luigi, and the other. What the fuck? 1 voted Olimar? Wow. What the fuck? I did not expect that. That's weird. Olimar number 1. That has to be like a troll pick. Luigi continued popularity in the competitive scene. Isn't that kind of funny that Luigi's doing well in like Ultimate and kind of Melee right now too? Olimar is actually hell, so I get it. Yeah, but you don't see Olimar as much as fucking Steve. That's crazy. Okay, so let's see. Cloud fell out of the most, falling 11 spots. Oh, I missed a paragraph. Okay, let's go back. Okay, so Min Min is outside of the top 5. Overall, placing Min Min behind Steve and Sonic. Let's see. And then top level player Mega Man skyrocketed to 21 spots. And then the most out of all the characters. Likewise, Duck Hunt results from... Okay, Duck Hunt. Wow, Duck Hunt had a rise. Alright, we'll check that out too. Captain Falcon, Donkey Kong, Isabelle, and Robin also had rises. My boy Robin? Really? If you guys are just hitting the like button, we're just about to dive in. So appreciate y'all. This is gonna be like an interesting kind of look. Piranha Plant rose out of the D tier. That's crazy. Gosh. Piranha Plant of all fucking characters. Would you believe that? There's hope for all of them. What's up, Trammy? Okay, so I'll scroll up, but I was just like, wow, I just kind of like to read what they write about it. Okay. Let's see. Cloud fell the most. Lucario also dropped 9 spots. Sheesh. And also, let's see. Represented by high levels of majors, Chrom and Isabelle's and Incineroar's lack of notable results led to both characters to drop 8 spots, and Corrin also slid 7 spots down due to Shattuck's weaknesses. I saw that the Simon Belmont was bottom 3. We can talk about that. And they didn't talk about Marth, but Marth is still really fucking low. I'm not surprised by some of these. Okay, let's dig in, shall we? Thank you for the 99, Trammy. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. Woo woo. All right. So Donkey Kong has a surge. Oh, dude, yeah. I totally agree. Oh my gosh. Toon Link and ZSS pretty low compared to the last ones. Yeah, so no surprise with Steve being number 1. I mean, we all kind of fucking know everything about him. He's like probably the most broken character in the game by far, and he was a DLC character. So, I mean, placing blocks, really cheap moves, really just easy attacks. Pretty much everything could be talked about Steve. I'm not surprised with him being number 1. He's probably always going to be number 1. I do find it interesting there was a debate on whether he should be in his own spot. I mean, they previously kind of did that before, but it seems like they lumped more characters in the S+ tier, so that is a difference. So there's more characters in this like tippy top tier instead of bringing them down. Min Min is also Cancer. One pattern I'm noticing with a lot of these characters in this tier is they're very stage control validated. Min Min, Snake, definitely Steve, maybe even a little bit of Robin, Game & Watch here and there. That like they kind of zone. It's crazy seeing Game & Watch and Rob this fucking high. Like just from, you know, like when these characters first came out, they were just like Game & Watch and Melee was like half of a character, and now he's like fucking top tier now. It just goes to show, like, kind of optimizing his moveset. They really went that way with the character. And you saw that with, like, Game & Watch and PM, too. Like, Game & Watch super optimized is very good. Game & Watch, like, his stock moveset is, like, very annoying to deal with if you kind of optimize it and make its, like, frame data good enough, because he has a lot of range. And even though he, like, kind of dies early, but he's fucking annoying. And then Snake and Rob are like extremely heavyweight characters, but they're like very, I think both of them are like very explosive and they hit really hard. Yes, and then you have the Touch of Death character with Kazuya at the very end, which kind of is a part, like it is definitely a part of Ultimate's meta, is like the Touch of Death thing. I think Luigi kind of fits under that umbrella too, which some people were saying Luigi should have been higher. PM and Brawl game and Watch is scary. Yeah, no, PM Game and Watch is definitely like a really good character. They had to nerf him. Funnily enough, Game & Watch and Snake are right next to each other, and there was a period of both those characters being fucking really dominant in PM too. So I just find a lot of similarities between those lists. So I'm not surprised with this, and also we know everything about Sonic. Sonic is like very annoying to deal with. Like we all know Sonic is probably the campiest character in the game. It's no surprise right there. Diddy Kong right here, man. Diddy Kong. I mean, there was some times where I feel like Diddy Kong had it rough, and then like he definitely like bounced back over time. I think he got buffed too. I might be wrong, but I think people just kind of optimize his kit. Obviously, Banana is fucking really good. He's always in this like tier. I feel like every single game, he's like literally always here. I don't remember a single time Diddy has been bad for a really long time. Pyra Mithra, I'm not surprised by that. Very consistent character since they came out. Luigi's being optimized like crazy right now. Peach, Daisy, I mean, these are probably the most technical characters probably up there. Like they're probably some of the most technical characters in the game, and like they were always very technical even when the game came out. And then there's Yoshi, another very technical, fast paced kind of character. I think Yoshi overall like has really kind of shown that like this type of character can do good. Like Yoshi has that period where he does bad and then he kind of like pops off. Then we got Fox. Again, Fox always very consistent. Not surprised that he's here. Joker, Samus, Dark Samus, very like kind of rushed downy versions of those characters. Like it's kind of interesting that they're still in the A+ here. Then we got Palutena. Where was Palutena last time? Okay, roughly the same place. That makes sense. Pikachu, A+ here. Olimar, A+ here. Wario, we got an A+ here. Roy is kind of fallen out of favor. I think people have like that's kind of crazy. Wow, I always spoke highly about Roy. He's like kind of ping ponged here and there, where like people get very like he was 8 like not too long ago, like 2023. At least it feels like it not too long ago, but you know, years back Roy was a lot higher, and now he's kind of cooled off, and I think it's just like the flaws of the character kind of shining through. Cloud as well, and Cloud was like a very bread and butter style character. Like the bread and butter Swordy was like very good for a period of time in this game, and I think it was because there was so many of them. What's up, Roy? Yeah. Just realized that Mega Man got a good jump on. Yeah, Mega Man went up too. Yeah, these more technical characters that like definitely require a lot more work to put in are definitely looking good right now. Mega Man, good eye on Mega Man. Obviously, Mii Brawler went up a little bit too. Sora, did Sora go down? I'm just kind of looking overall. Yeah, Sora was at his peak. He was 18, but that's about the same. The Swordy kind of archetype has always done pretty decent. Falco at 26. Wow. I'm actually kind of surprised about Falco. Falco, like I remember when the game came out, Falco was like much lower. I think like people were speaking. What's up, Marcus? People were speaking a lot. Like you know how like kind of rude people were about Falco when the game came out, and I think they did do a lot of balance patches on him, but he is not like the melee version of Falco. This is like a very air combo centric version of the character. Like he's not like spamming laser really, like, and just his laser only goes like halfway through the screen, right? So what's up guys? If you're just coming through, hit the like button, and there's a Discord down below. Run that up. Get in there now. If you're in the stream, get in there. They refuse to do the same for DK, Mewtwo, Bowser, Ganon. Well, here and there is versions of those characters that are pretty good. Like in Smash 4, Bowser and DK were at their peak. Even Mewtwo was at his peak, but during Ultimate, they definitely They definitely nerfed those characters. A lot of the like those were very grappler centric metas for Fox and DK was during Smash 4 with Rage. I don't think that's ever coming back. When they nerfed Rage, they pretty much nerfed the fuck out of those characters. With Mewtwo, they kind of realized that nerfing his range was a big problem now in Ultimate, and also like his survivability is how you make him really bad. Didn't they nerf his survivability too? Mewtwo's? Like, did they make him lighter? He had really good range in Smash 4, and also he had the best air dodge in the game. I don't know if you guys know that. Mewtwo had the most spammable air dodge in that game, and it was like literally his air dodge was like a move. Like it was treated like an actual input that you should like take seriously for Mewtwo as a character. Whoop whoop. Yeah, I mean with Mewtwo it's like if you make it really easy to kill him with like kind of nerfing his range and stuff, that that's how you tone him down a lot. Cuz he was like very good at doing that like in Smash 4. That was the peak of that character. Spamming air dodge, avoiding everything. Wolf right next to Falco. I did not expect that. That's kind of crazy, man. Like if you think back, like when the game first came out, like Wolf was actually one of the top like characters in the game, and now I'm not saying he's like fallen off for good, but he's definitely mellowed out. And Falco passed him. That's kind of crazy. Yeah. Wow. That is super crazy. Wow. Yeah, Wolf was at 11. I mean, when the game first came out, he was even higher at one point. Yeah, he's barely getting representation, I know. It kind of sucks because that does hurt a character really badly. It's like when there's low representation, they fall a lot. Hero, let's see what's Hero looking like. I think this is a rise for Hero, because I remember like in a previous tier list, I feel like Hero was like a lot lower. Where's he at? Oh, he was 44. Yeah, so that's pretty good. Good for Hero means. Very technical character. I don't think it's easy playing Hero. Ryu at 29th. We got Shulk at 30th. Shulk, I think, has always kind of been at that point where like he was like outside of a tier. He was like outside of the top tiers, or now he's like kind of outside of the high tiers. We got me Brawler, then Terry. Two very similar brawler style characters. ZSS. Oh wow. Again, ZSS was like another character during Smash 4. It was like super toxic. No one wants to go back to that version of the character, alright? Nobody wants to go back to the old days of that. Okay, so we got Pac-Man. Wow, 40th. Where's he at? Who's at 35th? Okay. Yeah, well, Pac-Man is definitely mellowed out too. I think for Pac-Man, it's like it's probably really hard to play a character like this when also Steve exists. Like the zoner style characters, like they definitely get outclassed by Steve. I think that was big for Ness too. Like those characters that like kind of outclass them. I think it's hard it's hard to main like Link and Toon Link when Steve exists, because you know what I mean. Like Steve like outclasses so many other zoners. Like you're better off just playing Steve 99% of the time, and I really mean that, because my character in this game was Ness, and Ness is definitely outclassed by Steve. Like why would you play Ness, compared to fucking Steve? Like Steve is the best zoner in the game. He can literally control the stage with his blocks. Like Ness can't do that. Toon Link can't do that. Young Link can't do that. And granted, I know that seems like a weird blanket statement, but if you think about how the characters are overall designed, yeah, it's like, yeah, no duh, like a lot of these characters kind of have it rough. It's because the zoners who are like the top dogs kind of right now in this meta, which even like the heavyweight ones like Snake, Rob, very explosive characters that kill you very easily. Like Ness doesn't really have that, you know. Ness doesn't have the same survivability as Snake or Rob. Go back here. Okay. Okay, Pit. How did Pit and Dark Pit do? Pit and Dark Pit have always successfully been the most mid-tier characters in Smash history. Like, I don't know how they do it, bro. Literally have been consistently mid-tier throughout every fucking game's lifespan. Who would you expect for Smash 6? Who would you expect for Smash 6? What do you mean expect? New characters or returning? Snake and Rob are given tools. They refuse to give DK, K. Rool, and Ganondorf. Yeah, that's a fair point. It's also kind of funny that Snake has been roughly the same tier both times. New characters, Leon Kennedy is probably my number one. Yeah. Sorry for the confusion. Leon Kennedy, Chibi Robo, like just off the top of my head, like spitballing, Toad, Gino, Tom Nook. Leon Kennedy's my number one. Ferox with the 20 months? Yo, man, appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you, man. All love the Ferox. Thank you, man. Whew. Yeah, the channel membership is down below, guys, if you want to get videos early. Shadow, yes, I want Shadow as well. That'd be cool. But it's crazy how Pit and Dark Pit have been, like, literally in the same tier since Brawl. I feel like even Smash 4, like, when they kind of retooled them as, or Pit as a character, he still ended up in the mid-tier. Like, how does that happen, bro? How do they... Like, they should get a trophy for how consistently they make them mid. Okay, Rosalina at 44. It's kind of crazy considering she was like she was a top dog in Smash 4. We all remember those days. It doesn't seem like this is the meta for Rosa, though. She's just like, doesn't have it. Yeah, she's at roughly the same point. Okay. Ice Climbers at 45th. Pit's never cheesier, just decent. Yeah, Pit is a jack of all trades, master of none. And the award for the most fitter, yeah, the most mid fighter is Pit. I mean, in Melee it was Mario, and 64 it was probably still Mario. But then, like, Mario was really bad in Brawl, and then he was like, in Smash 4 it was like, oh shit, he's like a fucking top tier now. So Mario grew out of that. What's up, Humberto? We're talking about these characters. We're talking about them. We're just talking about Pit. Pit and being mid tier go together, like Zero being top tier. Yeah, exactly. Like, I guarantee you, if you think if we get another Smash game, Pit will be in it and he'll be mid tier again. Both of them will be in it, I think. I don't think we're getting, like, cuts. I know people are obsessed with that. I think Sakurai is going to 180 all of you, and there's not going to be cuts. I think Sakurai is a workaholic. It was usually Mario until his Smash 4 glow up. Yes. Well, actually, Mario was actually low. He was a low tier in Brawl. That was his fucking worst period. But now it's Pit. Pit, like, took the reins. It's because he's a jack of all trades, and, like, it's kind of Link sometimes, too. But sometimes Link is absolutely awful, too. Like, but it's that style of character where, like, you're a jack of all trades, so you have everything. Like, your recovery's good. Pit has a really good recovery, but, you know, there's definitely characters maybe with better recoveries, it's arguable, but it's still a good recovery. But it's just like everything else is very standard. He's like probably the easiest character to learn because of that. But if you want to do like more crazy shit, he's not like that. Yes, good point too, Link as well. Yeah, very like that style of character. The like, I can zone, but I can also hit hard, and I can also like da-da. Like, it's like the mixture of everything in the pot, but like you're not really hitting like these extreme marks, like a character like Snake would, who lives for a very long time, Sonic, who camps you out, or like, you know, Kazuya, who touch of deaths you. Like, Pit does not have a touch of death. If Pit has a touch of death, let me know. That would actually be crazy. If Pit becomes a character where he like grabs you and you die instantly, I want to fucking see that. I want to play that game. Should Pit be super buffed in the next game just for fun? Do you guys want to see that? Pit is like jacked as fuck, and he's like, I'm done with being a mid tier. He becomes like Ike in Smash 4 when he's like, oh shit, he became jacked as fuck. You want Pit, like, Pit good would actually be fucking scary. It'd basically be like PM Pit, where like you make him spam arrows like crazy. Luigi, after his vacuum pokes, that was true. Yeah, Luigi did get a crazy buff by like you threw a touch of death combo to Luigi by like changing his grab game completely. But in the next Smash game, if Pit becomes good, that's crazy. Like, I'm almost kind of afraid of that, because I've seen it for a short period during his reign during PM Project M 3.0. Another character in the mid tier, Ice Climber, is about a little bit of a rise there. I mean, it's not bad. Okay, let's go back to Ice Climbers. Donkey Kong at 46. That's actually not too bad for him. Like, DK as a character has kind of had it rough, I felt like, at points during this meta. Like, he was 68. So that's pretty good for DK. That's like a rise for like a character like him. For someone who used to be in like the low tier, that's pretty good. 46, that's B+. So he was like D to B+. That means you're seeing him a little bit more. Pichu at 47. You guys remember when Pichu was fucking top dog in this game when it came out? No one remember that? Guess this is now everyone's pick on Pit day. Bro, everyone loves picking on Pit. Like we all do. Does anyone here main Pit? I'm just curious. I don't know. Like, I think people like, they pity main Pit, but they always have another character they play, I feel like. There's only a small amount of Pit mains. You know what I mean? The ultimate, yeah, what's up, Monty? Like, I'm sure even Monty kind of knows this. Like, if people main certain characters, even Pit, like they have another character. You know what I mean? Yeah, you co-main Pit, but you don't solo main Pit. Do you see what I mean? Samus in the A tier. Yeah, Monty's not main in Pit. He's Samus winning. I mean, bro, I still think it's crazy that Samus is a top tier. I think for how fucking dog shit that character was for many games. Like, I mean, granted, like Samus was decent in Melee. That was probably the version of the character that I sort of played a little bit. But then Samus, like, it's weird seeing Samus in like top 8 of this game. You know what I mean? If you just started like an Ultimate, you probably have no idea what I mean by that. But like, Samus was not a character you would like play regularly at all. And seeing that in this meta is fucking crazy, bro. I'm sure Monty even thinks that's crazy. It's crazy. I asked the question about Pit, and no one said they were a Pit main. I love it. Pit is really good at learning and getting good, and then you just kind of graduate. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's what I mean. Like, no one, unfortunately, like, mains them. Like, it's like they're your side character, or like I said, like you said, you graduate, you know? Nice to see my girl finally getting the love that she needed. I mean, if you think about it, they changed Samus, like, literally completely. Like, not like moveset wise, but like the style of how she plays is completely different. Like, she's not like a heavyweight tank character. She like kills you now. She just like uses her forward air, which used to be one of her worst moves ever. That move is like a crazy kill move. Like, a lot of the worst aspects of Samus in previous Smash games became like the best aspects of her. Her grab game became somewhat decent. Like, if you would have told somebody like her grab game was functional in later Smash games, they would have fucking slapped you across the face, because Samus's grab game was literally dog shit in every game. It was like, if you saw a grab in Melee, you're like, oh god, you can get punished. It is like one of the worst grabs. True, and her up smash. Yeah, her up smash kills. Again, that's like, it's like opposite land. Like Samus actually getting buffed in the areas that were like really bad. It's fucking weird. It's hilarious too, though. I like it. Reminder that Dark Samus once mind controlled Ridley. Maybe Dark Samus should do that in the game, and make Ridley an A tier character. Mind control Ridley, Dark Samus, and then Ridley will be out of the low tiers. Oh wait, he kind of is. We'll get there. We'll get there. I like Ridley actually. I was shitting on Ridley. I like Ridley in this game. This is one of my favorite. There's a lot of modded versions of Ridley, but like I actually do. Like Ridley was one of my co-main characters, but obviously he was not good. Okay, let's keep going. Pichu Inkling again. Permanently kind of just in that mid tier. There was a period where people were like hoping that Inkling was going to be good one day. Yeah, Inkling's always been in that tier now. Ness as well. I talked about Ness, just outclassed. Ness is just outclassed by Steve. So many characters are outclassed by Steve. Sheik at 50. Sheik at 45. That's about the same, right next to Ness. Sometimes the 5 spot like change isn't that big of a deal for sure. I don't know, in my opinion. Byleth at 51. Yeah, that's the same. Meta Knight. A little bit of a drop for Meta Knight. Sephiroth, a couple spots down. Duck Hunt, I think that's a that's good. Duck Hunt was mentioned 64 previously, and now Duck Hunt is 54. Wow. Damn. Pikachu quietly staying in A, secretly happy. Well, yeah, Pikachu deserves it. I mean, Pikachu is like actually always been really fucking good. I've said this in a video. Like Pikachu has always been consistently good. There was a period where Pichu was better than Pikachu, but they kind of changed that through balance patches. When this game first came out, Pichu was better by a long margin compared to Pika. That's not the case anymore though. They like put Pichu in the grave. Duck Hunt, yeah, I know. I think that's clearly just people playing the character more. When I first saw Duck Hunt, I was like, oh, Banjo, and I was like, no, Banjo's not there. Banjo is now lower than Duck Hunt. There was a period where Banjo was kind of getting talked about. That was probably a couple years back, but now it's like, I think Duck Hunt is the dog duo that is like doing well right now. I'll take it, honestly. We'll see if it sticks. B- is like, that's the best I think Duck Hunt has ever been, tier-wise. I actually legit think he wasn't this good in Smash 4. Like, I used to kind of like Duck Hunt in that game, even though he was like he felt weird and slow and like awkward. But then like, oh my god, I love HDR Duck Hunt. He was just outclassed. He's too slow and his moves are laggy. Like I tried giving Duck Hunt a chance. He's just like, you got to put a lot of effort in this character to truly get like love out of him, and I really mean that. We'll get to Marth. Marth right now is feeling like a textbook's How the Mighty Have Fallen. Honestly, bro, I could talk about the fall of Marth for fucking hours. God. We'll get to Marth. You guys are excited though. I know. You want to talk about Marth. I want to talk about Marth too, but hold on. There's a lot I want to talk about Ike as well. Gosh. But Duck Hunt was like always this like really bad character because of the lag on his moves. I don't know if you guys have ever tried doing like a Duck Hunt smash attack. Very laggy moves. His projectiles also extremely laggy. It is hard to do stuff with Duck Hunt. So that's why I was like, I kind of thought Banjo was like similar to that playstyle wise. And I thought that style of character would maybe do well. I mean, it seems like it was, but I guess Banjo kind of switched spots with Duck Hunt. But we'll see. I don't know. I still don't think Duck Hunt is getting out of this tier. I know that's a little nihilistic, but like I think it's like ultimately like who is the best zoner in the game? It's these fuckers up here. It's Steve. Like I don't think Duck Hunt is ever gonna like keep up with those characters, but the fact he's here, I think that's cool. I think if you want to make Duck Hunt good though, I feel like he could be like Game & Watch where like you tone down his lag If you tone down the lag on his moves, he becomes a significantly better character. I think it's that easy. Just do that. Just kind of tone down the end lag. Isabel at 55. That's pretty good too. Good for the Isabel mains. C+. These kind of weird niche zoner characters like have been doing well. Me Gunner. Where was Me Gunner previously? Me Gunner's at 56. Lucas at 57. Wii Fit Trainer at 58. Robin at 59. That's a rise. And Ridley 60. Ridley was on the same spot. Me Gunner had a little bit of a rise. I think Lucas stayed the same. Yeah. Yeah, Mega Man's rise. Again, these like zoner style characters are kind of becoming more of the meta. Mega Man, he's got a little bit of a zoner side to him. It's like his like Z dropping zoner like stuff, the Metal Blade stuff. Like, he's good. About time my goat gets the respect. Yeah, it's because people are playing it more. Like, when you play those type of characters, like, you see it in the results. You see it in the tier list. Yeah, I used to think Ultimate was the sortie game. It seems like the sorties are kind of falling out of favor. That was definitely, like, the style of the game at a point where, like, especially early on, a lot of the sword characters, Cloud, Roy, like, they definitely defined the meta. Lucina... Like, when Sora came out, he was decent. Corrin. Like, Shulk, you know, being somewhat decent. A lot of, like, there is a lot of sword characters, so that's... But I also think it's because of the fact that the meta definitely was more in that direction. Pyramithra being at number 2. They're basically sword characters. That was an older tier list, but... It's kind of mellowed out for the sword characters. Now it's like, how fast can you like kill them? Do you have a touch of death combo? Or are you like Steve, you're out zoning like half the cast? Yeah, so Pokemon Trainer at 36. Okay. Or no, that was a previous tier list. Pokemon. Yeah, he was still at 36. Okay. He didn't move. Greninja at 34? Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Lucina at 37. Yeah, again, like I said, the sorties definitely fell out of favor, in my opinion. Oh, wait, shit. Music stop? Hold on. Keep it going. Keep it going. Wow. Yeah, Isabel at 55. What was Me Gunner previously? I was trying to look. 59. About the same. Robin having a rise from 67 to 59. That's quite good for a low tier. I'm actually a Robin fan. I do like Robin. He is the type of character that, like, is kind of my preferred. I like the zoners with, you know, like a high punish game. Yeah, Robin, he's not an easy character to play. He's very laggy, so you kind of have to get over that. Like, that's a big barrier of entry, is, like, how laggy his moves are. So if you're able to push Robin to this point, again, it's, yeah, like you said, it was the Robin mains. The Robin mains pushing him is good. I wish, like, it would be cool if, similar to Duck Hunt, like, Robin's end lag got toned down, then he's, like, so much better. You tone down his end lag, he's a much better character. Like, you see that in games like HGR. Even in some of the updates of PM Remix, Robin was a demon. But they did buff him a lot in that game, but I'm sure they would probably stick truer to his moveset. And if they did... Oh, if they gave him a float, I would love that. But I don't know if they'll actually do that. I fucking would love that, though. Honest, Rayman is reworked. in this mod right now for Smash Ultimate. I've not seen it. Is it a good mod? I feel like Robin is kind of underutilized, but I understand why. Yeah, it's just very difficult to play him. And if you think about it, there is a lot of characters that are similar to him. I mean, Byleth kind of does similar stuff to him. Byleth is a lot higher, you know. Even Pit. I was shitty on Pit, but Robin's under him. I feel like Robin is like just a lot slower than a lot of the better characters in this game, so that tones him. That it like makes him hard to like play. What does lag mean? So for like lag, like the end lag on their moves. If they have a lot of end lag on their moves, like they're generally a lot slower. The slower characters tend to have that as a flaw. So if you tone that down by making their moves faster, and they basically don't end, they don't like last as long, then yeah, you're gonna have a much better character. Because that's one of the ways these characters are balanced out. Yeah. So Lucas, you know, he has a lot of lag on his moves, but he, you know, they actually hit hard like his up smash. Or a lot of the heavyweight characters like Bowser. Mostly Bowser, especially in the older games, he was like the laggiest character in the game. But they did tone that down in later Smash games, because that's kind of how you naturally buff a lot of these characters, is by doing that. If you did that for Robin, he would become significantly better. Ridley is also a character I really like. He's one of my co-mains, I guess. I would really love a good Ridley. He'd be so fun to play. Roughly the same though at 60. Banjo at 61, Bowser Jr. at 62. Is that a rise? Yeah, he was 68 last time. I feel like Bowser Jr. is like really bad in my opinion, but the fact people must be playing him. Oh yeah, I would love Travis Touchdown too. Yeah, that would be a cool character. Again, Bowser Jr. is like a really awful character because he just can't kill. He has like, again, he's like a jack of all trade type of character, but he like absolutely just sucks at killing. Bowser fell off? Oh yeah, he did. Whoa. I didn't notice that. Oh yeah, 63. It's 59 at one point. Yeah, even Bowser Jr. is higher than Bowser. I did not expect that. Lucario definitely fell off a little bit. I think Lucario, this just is not the game for him, frankly. I mean, his best game was when Aura was like cranked out of his mind. When Aura was significantly like more powerful in Smash 4, that's when, and also Rage too. When Rage was at its peak, that's when Lucario was at his peak. You know, those things are integral to his character if you think about it, and so both those things are toned down in this game. So it makes sense Lucario is like not gonna like Smash Ultimate. It makes sense that it's just not the game for him, unfortunately. But 54, like, and now he's like 63. Wow, so that's a drop. Yeah. Jigglypuff at 64. That's actually not bad. You're seeing Jigglypuff. Okay, so Jigglypuff is kind of ping-ponged here and there. Dude, Belmonts. Yeah, we'll get to Belmonts. We'll get to Marth too. I'll definitely talk about them. Hold on. I know you guys are looking forward to that. Puff is kind of ping-ponged around, so that makes sense. Chrom that's a drop for Chrom. $54, wow. 43 at one point. He was even higher when the game first came out. Wow. Chrom definitely fell off hard. I did not expect 65. The thing with Chrom, guys, is the bad recovery. Like, that definitely just... That's one of the knives that will always be in your character's back. If you have a bad recovery, you're just gonna get like you're just gonna get back thrown off stage and like bullied. Like we see that all the time with like Little Mac, and we'll get to him too. But if you have a really bad recovery, it's very easy to capitalize on that. Back throw, you know, you doing a combo that sets up to their death, or like with Chrom, like he doesn't have any projectiles, so you know, Steve projectile camping him is not gonna be fucking easy on him. Like Roy kind of has a little bit of a drop too, and Roy is like an echo fighter of or Crom is an echo fighter of Roy. Very similar characters, and it's crazy that like Crom's recovery is actually worse than Roy's, and Roy's recovery is still a big part of why he's at 20th and not at like 10th. Yeah, he's good and bad at the same time. When the game first came out, Crom was actually like a top tier in a lot of people's opinion. I can't remember if he got nerfed, but I just know people figured out the matchup. That was a big part of it, in my opinion. I can't remember if he got nerfed, but it was figuring out like how to avoid that stupid up B and like using it against him. That was a big part of Crom's fall, in my opinion. Like so many people were like making clips with Crom when the game came out. There was the Crom combo. And then it's crazy when you learn the matchup, like, the character kind of fucking falls off a bit. Like, it's... Yeah. Link at 66. That's a little bit of a fall. Look, like, this is not the game for Link. Like, Link is very slow. I did think at points, like, it was promising for Link. But I did mention, like, how, Pit is very kind of seen as, like, a outclassed character because he's, like... Again, of a jack of all trades. I feel like Link is also a jack of all trades style character, but he's also like, I mean, bro, he has Young Link, he has Toon Link. Like a lot of times, it depends on the game. Like in Melee, Young Link is actually not better than Link because KOing is actually pretty important in that game. But you can have the KO power, but if you're like slow, I think that hurts you a lot. And in this game, a lot of the slower characters tend to be a lot lower. Like you see some similarities here: Link, Bowser, Incineroar. And don't get me wrong, like Incineroar kind of works. Like people were pushing Incineroar. He was like lower. I feel like, maybe not. Hold on, where was Incineroar's peak? 52. I actually thought Incineroar had like a decent point, but it seems like he definitely cooled off. Like the general archetype of being big and heavy. Man, that definitely like hurts, Crom didn't fall off, he was nuked. Crom's use in the meta now is solely as a Kazuya counter pick. I didn't even know that he was a counter pick. Is it because I'm trying to imagine why. I actually don't. I've never seen that matchup. Do you know why, Ivy? But if I had to guess, it's because like Kazuya probably tries to like do some like off stage shenanigans and maybe like does the Crom up B come in handy there or something? I don't know. How are the Belmonts so bad? We'll get to them. I'm not surprised the Belmonts are down there. If you ever make a video, the Marth situation is crazy. Bro, I've been talking about Marth for like years now. I don't know, bro. I've always had an opinion on Marth. I don't want to get there though. I don't want to. We're technically not there yet. We're almost there. You guys are trying to get me to talk about Marth. I actually like thought I think deeply about Marth as a character all the time. I'm not. And you might think like, why would I care? Like Marth, when he's good, is like actually like kind of defines the whole meta if you think about it. But I don't want to get there. I don't want to get there. I'm gonna go too crazy. Kirby at 69. That's not bad. 65. Like, look, Kirby is very hard to play. He's very hard to solo main. Like, he dies early. It's not 64 Kirby, right? So, is there really much to say about Kirby at 69? Probably not. Piranha Plant, though, like, that's pretty good. 75. 77 at one point. Going to 70, that's for like a character like him where like the player base is definitely a lot more niche. I think that's still cool. Yeah. Crash Bandicoot, Dante, Geralt. Oh, you're saying all the characters you want? Yeah. I fuck with that too. The Mist Sword Fighter at 71. Very similar to Link. I feel like the Mii Sword Fighter is literally an Echo Fighter of Link. Like, they're very similar. I know they're not actually that much similar, but they're similar enough, if that makes sense. Sometimes you don't fucking see them. Like, the Mii Sword Fighter was at 78, so that's pretty good. Let's go me Sword Fighter mains. Like I definitely see the content about the character. I definitely see people like pushing the character and picking him up. I think he's just like the me Sword Fighter is like definitely like unverified territory where like people kind of like playing weird characters like that where it's really it could go anywhere, you know? Like you never know. It did seem like people were kind of saying that me Sword Fighter was like a top tier character because there were people like I think the Brawler too had like a definitely like a peak, but it seems to have mellowed out a little bit here and there. I don't know, but it's still cool seeing the Sword Fighter like up a little bit. I guess up a tier. Mewtwo at 72. That's a little bit of a drop. We did kind of talk about Mewtwo. I think what I said still kind of this is just not the game for him. He doesn't have the range. His range is like significantly less, and they nerfed his air dodge. Like this isn't Mewtwo in Smash 4 where he's just like crazy long jump and he's just like flying around spamming air dodge. Like it's not that. The downfall of Marth needs to be studied. Oh my god. Zelda, we're almost there, guys. Zelda at 73, she didn't move. She's never gonna move. I think Zelda's always gonna be at that point. Zelda's character is also, you could make a whole fucking documentary about Zelda. Clearly the exact same character every time. They try to buff her, but it just like it doesn't work, you know. They try. I used to think like she actually had enough to make it decent, like a decent version of the character, like maybe a mid tier. I thought when the game first came out, I picked her up. And then you realize over time it's still like the same stuff of the character is like kind of there, so the weird, you know, the inconsistent hitboxes and stuff kind of sucks. She dies early. Okay, Marth. I mean, what can I say, bro? Like there was a period where I feel like Marth was like Marth during like his first low period was actually during Smash 4. And then they significantly buffed him. Mewtwo actually as well was in the same boat. He was put in Smash 4, he was significantly buffed, and then he became a top tier character. That's I don't know if you guys remember that when Mewtwo first came out, he was bad in Smash 4. Martha's in the same boat, and they're actually right next to each other in Smash Ultimate. I think they just toned down like the strengths of both those characters. Like, they even say it here, I'm sure. But I know, like I talked about the air dodge. I talked about his range. His useful options are just a lot worse. More like they're just his hitbox. The tail hurtbox, yes, the aforementioned tail hurtbox. When you make that larger, it makes it easier to hit him. Yes, good point. That's always been a way to classically nerf him is by like if you make his like hurtbox smaller, it actually makes Mewtwo a lot better of a character, especially for like how big of a character he is. So if you can cheese him in any way, like he definitely enjoys that. He's also one of the lightest characters in the game. Yeah. His neutral game was toned down. Shadow Ball deals less shield damage. Yeah, he doesn't have as much zoning. His follow-ups, yeah. We get it with Mewtwo. It's sad, but okay. Now Marth, like when he's good, the game actually kind of thrives around him. If you think about it, in Melee, the reason why Marth was so good at Melee is because his sword was ginormous. They would never balance Marth the same way they balanced him in Melee ever again. What do I mean by his sword was ginormous? He had a tipper hitbox on the tip of his sword, and it was really big. And so if you came in the range of that, like you were basically locked into a combo. His up tilt was really good at like starting combos. His forward smash was like you could just throw out a forward smash and like kill 90% of the cast at like really low percentages if you hit with a tipper. It's very rewarding to hit with the hard hitting aspects of Marth's kit, but it's actually not that hard to hit if you think about it, because every single Smash game they do tone it down. They toned it down a little bit in Brawl, but he was still really good. And Marth, he still had some cheese like with his grab release in Marth, I'm sorry, grab release stuff in Brawl. But he was still really good, like as a character in Brawl. And then in Smash 4, they toned down his range a lot. And then for the first time ever, he became bad. So one of the ways that you make Marth bad is you make his tipper a lot smaller. You make his range worse, Marth can't do nearly as much. If his range is bad, Marth as a character is bad. It's very integral to his entire playstyle. And like the overall like environment of Melee kind of played around, how good Marth was. Like Marth could chain grab certain characters in Melee. Obviously, he can't chain grab characters in Ultimate. I'm just saying like from like how much of a dominant top dog he was when he first came out. Like if he grabbed you, it led to death a lot of the time because he chain grabbed a lot of the characters. Even Fox, who is technically higher tiered than him, he would chain grab you and then do some like cheesy up tilt up air shit and then down air you because his down air. If you sweet spotted the down air, which was actually kind of easy to hit if you practice it, Marth would just kill you. So Marth, like literally, like if you think about it, like Marth like defined a lot of the metas that he was in when he was really good. And Brawl, like it was the same thing. Like again, very close to being a top tier character again. Like he was, they tried nerfing his range and his tipper, didn't really nerf it enough at all. Yeah. Melee is just a different playground than Ultimate. Yeah, no, in general, like, I'm just kind of saying Marth, like, the overall health of him as a character, like, when he's good, it's because of his range. So when you turn down his range, when you make it so it's harder to kill with him, like, his tipper is very hard to get hit with when he was bad in Smash 4. They did eventually nerf it, and they made Marth into a top tier again, like pretty much overnight in a balance patch in Smash 4. Because they knew he was kind of bad, but it's funny that like they decided to like immediately make him a top tier again with that. But again, like I said, in Ultimate they made his tipper even more difficult to hit. So they like basically reversed what they did in Smash 4. They reversed the like tipper size and I'm pretty sure they made it smaller. So if you're gonna like nerf his two strongest aspects, and obviously like grabbing is not a big thing in Smash Ultimate, grabbing is like it's more about like pivoting and stuff like that, and baiting people out. Obviously zoning is a big thing. A lot of the sword characters that I mentioned earlier are a lot worse in this game, so it makes sense that Marth is technically a lot worse as well. And this kind of goes with Ike too, who's been stuck like in the bottom tier. I think for Ike it's just like he's slow, but for Marth, if it's really difficult to hit with your tipper, it's hard to make him a good character. What's your wish for Smash 6? I wish for all the characters to come back. Off topic, but that remix of Rolento's theme, oh yeah, it's a crazy remix, I know. But that's essentially why Marth is like so bad, is because his range is just like a shell of what it formerly was. And not just that, like every other character, like you saw this throughout Ultimate's meta, every other character was mogging them. Even if they were like clones of him, or if they previously were like somewhat Marth-esque, like Roy. So much better than him. And it's because Roy is a lot more aggressive, and they like fix the flaws of Roy. But Marth just doesn't have that kind of aggressive playstyle to the same level as a lot of these characters. And not just that, I think Swordies are kind of on the way out, considering if you look at the top 7 characters, none of them have a sword. The best sword character's at 9th. Is Joker a sword character? I guess kind of. And then the best sword character is probably like Roy at... Is Palutena a sword character? I don't know. Sort of, maybe. But the best sword character similar to Marth is at 20th. So there's like Chrom, who's like similar to Marth. There's, Lucina, who doesn't have the same issues that Chrom does. The reason why Lucina is a lot higher is just because Lucina doesn't have to be reliant on the tipper, and that becomes a big deal. And I think she has a lot more representation because of that. She's not defined by that. The sword haters, we aren't as OP as you say. I'm not a sword hater, but they were definitely really good at a point during this meta. And now it's kind of switched into more of a zoner, campier meta. And you can kind of just see with, like, again, the king of, like, sword fighters. The king of having a sword, Marth. Swordman himself, Marth, at 74th. And Ike at 76. He's just outclassed. He's outclassed by a lot of other characters, unfortunately. Dr. Mario at 75th. Again, I'm not surprised. Really bad recovery. Dr. Mario does not have the same combo strings as Mario does. He's a little bit higher though than, like, 5 places up is not bad actually. That's good for Doc. But we all kind of know Doc is not really that good. Bad recovery. Croc. Again, Croc is like the heavy character of the week. Like, it sucks that he's here, but we all know why. King DDD, similar reasons. They've been bouncing around here since pretty much they came out, unfortunately, since the release of the game. Villager just doesn't... It's kind of a shame. I think Villager just did better in Smash 4 because he was a lot better in that game at camping and stuff, and his camping tools got nerfed significantly. So ever since then, he just showed not to cut it. Maybe he would have had a peak, but I don't think people like playing him either that much. What Villager was doing in Smash 4 is not the same in this game. Like, all those tools are toned down. But if it was Smash 4 Villager, then he would be a fucking demon. He would love this meta. Smash 4 Villager would love it. And the Belmonts, I'm not surprised, bro. I mean, they were just kind of outside of that tier. I'm not surprised they landed there eventually. It's just, they're not really played that much. They're extremely heavy. They get comboed really easily. You know, they're fast followers. They're really fun to play. I don't know how to really describe it, but they're very fun, even though they're kind of bad. But they're very slow. Their moves have a lot of lag on it, and I mentioned that how that is a big factor for a lot of these characters in that tier. Honest is a Mii fighter in Smash 6. I don't know. Probably. I actually think Sakurai is not going to cut any characters. That's what I think for the next game. But for the Belmonts, it's literally just like, why would you play those characters? You know, like what? Like their recoveries are really bad. Sure, they have like decent zoning tools, but like once you like kind of get in on them, they suck like defensively. Defensively, they're not good. And like they have cool tools. Like again, they can kind of zone like side B, neutral B, their down B. Like that stuff was cool. But I think people adapted to their playstyle as well. They were a lot more common when the game came out. Like I saw them a lot more in like 2018, and now people pretty much adapted to them as like a character. I feel like. Again, the slow heavyweight style character doesn't really do well, unfortunately. Dr. Mario, oh yeah. So yeah, we got Little Mac and then Ganon at 81st and 82nd. I think for them, it's just not like, it's just not the game for them. I mean, we all know why they're down there. Ganon, it's easier because like literally, why has Ganon been there? They both have been in the same tier, every tier list in a row. Yeah. Now they get to share a spot with the Belmonts. But for Little Mac, like, he can actually cook, and we've seen people do that. Like, if we're going to say which character has the most hope, I would say it's Little Mac. But we just haven't seen that. Like, I know there's some people, like Peanut, like, was big on playing the character and stuff, but I think for Little Mac, it's just really hard to solo main that character. His recovery is complete dog shit, you know? So if you play someone who's like really defensive and campy, Little Mac is not gonna fuck with that. Hero is powerful. I would say so, yeah. Yeah, Ganondorf is the perfect example of no matter how much fans beg, they refuse to do what needs to be done. You know what's funny is when they gave him the swords and like people were like reversing, like when Ganondorf was reversing people like in certain sets, like that was kind of cool. But he just doesn't have the consistency to be solo mained. I was major coping that like Ganon like would be like maybe in the C tier, but it just seems like Ganon is just like very low representation wise, and also it's no surprise why he is like, yeah, he's very slow, very bad recovery. We all know this. It's like every kind of dot that makes you a bad character, Ganondorf pretty much has. I'm not saying it's impossible. There are certain versions of Dorf, like in Brawl, that I think are worse than the Ultimate version. Smash 4, it's debatable, like Smash 4, he had some combos that I don't even know if he has in this game. But I still like the fact that, you know, they at least gave him the sword, and I thought that was, like, cool. But it is a shame that he's always been at this, like, dog shit tier. I don't know how you balance him, but I guess you have to, like, kind of take more, like, you have to make some significant changes to him, I think, to make him better. Whether that means changing his moves even more, or I don't know, just making him faster all around, or like maybe more, or maybe he hits harder. I don't know, but like if he hits harder, then he's like, wow, what the fuck? This character's crazy. I don't know. Yeah, make him faster. Yeah, I would say that's a start, but I feel like even if you make him faster, he still has a lot of problems outside of that, like getting camped. Like, many other games have made very good examples on how to change Ganondorf. Those are, like, more significant stuff, probably for another Smash game. But for Ultimate, I think this is as far as it goes, unfortunately. Mega Man's rise? Yeah, dude. Mega Man, again, like, good for the Mega Man mains. Proving that, like, that zoner archetype is still fucking solid. Yeah. But there we are, guys. There we are. We made it, people. You guys better go to the Discord right now, okay? Join the Honest Content Discord. Join it now. It's crazy, like, how this tier list has kind of evolved over time. Like, if you remember the very first Ultimate tier list, it was like, if you would have told us Steve from Minecraft would join the game, and also he would be a top tier character, I would have slapped you on the face. I would have called you crazy. I honestly would have called you crazy if you told me Sonic was going to define the meta. I'd be like, what? It's kind of crazy. Like, this meta kind of reminds me a lot of Brawl in some aspects, which is really kind of interesting, I think. But it also kind of reminds me of, like, it's definitely its own thing because of all the characters in it, but it also kind of goes back with some of the roots of, like, the older Smash games, with Snake being a top tier, for example, like, very much in the same position he was before in Brawl. You know, Touch of Death character, you know, Kazuya being really up here, like, that feels like a Brawl thing. That feels like a Brawl Smash 4 thing, you know, where you get touch, you die. But there's some characters that do that. Luigi. It is pretty, you know, it's sad that, like, a lot of these characters probably would have gotten balanced. Like, if there's another Smash game, Sakurai knows who to balance, right? I think it's pretty obvious in this game. We'll just have to see, though. I've heard rumors there's another Smash game. I've heard that... honestly, bro, we don't even need rumors. I mean, if you just use your brain, it's pretty obvious to know that, like, hey, this is, like... this is a very popular series. It's pretty obvious they're going to make another one. You know? they made another Smash game during the Wii U, right? They're not gonna skip out the opportunity. Like apparently the Switch 2 is one of the highest selling fucking systems. Apparently, like it's fucking crazy. So of course they're gonna put out another Smash game. It doesn't take like the biggest of brains to know that, I guess. How's Luigi a top tier? I said it was mainly touch of death combos, like were a big part of his meta, but like Luigi definitely like people really push that character, and you can kind of see in his results. There you go. What do you guys think about Ultimate as a meta, though? I mean, if it is true that we're getting another Smash game next year, which, if that is the case, that's gonna be fucking crazy, bro. You bet I'm gonna make content. You bet I'm gonna make content. I am curious to see how this will go. I think we're just gonna get, like, it's gonna be very similar to Ultimate, and it's gonna be built off of it. That's my theory. I don't think it's gonna be called Ultimate Deluxe or anything like that, but I think it will be, like, it'll be called its own game. It'll be called Super Smash Brothers Diet Pepsi or whatever. And it will be like, you know, very similar Smash Ultimate's engine, but it'll be a new game. That's how every single Smash Brothers game is if you think about it. Smash 4, like, the bones of Smash 4 are Brawl. The bones of Brawl was Melee, actually. Technically, Melee and 64 don't really share that much, because I think they had to do a significant amount of work. But there is some similarities to those games. But especially when we get to the more modern ages, there's less similarities between... I'm sorry, there's more similarities between the next Smash game and the one after it. So Smash Ultimate's definitely similar to Smash 4. As Smash 4 is definitely similar to Brawl. And Brawl, even though Brawl is like very different from Melee, there is actually some similarities to it too. I mean, in a way, Melee and Brawl is maybe the one example where you could maybe be like, oh, well, they were trying to make Brawl so different from Melee. Because they were trying to casualify, like, Smash and stuff and make it really easy for people to play. But that's, you know what I'm saying. Like, technology has not changed that much from the Switch to the Switch 2, so this next Smash game is probably going to be very similar to the previous Smash game. We don't want another slow Smash game. Unfortunately, I think they're always going to do that. I used to think, like, man, I want wave dashing and dash dancing to come back. I don't think that's ever coming back. Unfortunately. The honest new Smash game. Like, they always sort of add dash dancing. They always sort of add something that looks similar to a wave dash or something, but it's not actually, like, it's like a foxtrot. Like, oh, there's dash dancing, but it's not actually a dash dance. It's a fucking foxtrot or whatever. It's not the same one-to-one, you know? And none of them are good. Yeah, a lot of them tend to die. That could probably be explored another fucking day, but, like, there's a reason why we don't play Smash 4, and it's the problems with that game. And there's a reason why Melee still exists, and it's because that game has, like, a very, very, like, crazy gameplay style. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna add dash dancing or wave dashing because they want to keep the series, like, casual enough, and they also want it to be like, okay, if you want to be crazy, go ahead, but it's at least casual enough where both people can play it, I guess. Obviously, when they went too casual like they did during Brawl, people did not fuck with that. Even the casuals didn't fuck with that. So, it's a balance, I guess. That is, alright, so that is it, guys. That is the tier list. What did you guys think of the Smash Ultimate tier list? Also, what did you guys think about Star Fox? We'll kind of close it out here, but I'll ask some questions before I go. It's crazy that we got a fucking Star Fox Direct. I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck? The melee crab can stay dead and buried. Wow. That's a high that's like a take. I've never heard that take. I think, you know, I like melee. Is it the best? It's kind of crazy that game is as good as it is. I'll just say that. Star Fox Remake is number 45. Do you like the designs? How do you feel about the Star Fox Remake, Monty? It is exactly what literally we were saying it was probably going to be. Not for the best, but it ended up being the like more obvious, like, oh, they're just gonna remake 64, and they kind of fucking did. Visually, they lost the plot, yeah. I think, like, I saw some people's takes on it. Some people actually really like it. So, like, I don't know. It is a revival of that series, if you think about it. Like, that series has been long dead for, like, a new game perspective, especially. The last one was on the Wii U, and no one fucking even remembers that system existed. And then there was, like, the 3DS remake, which, again, no one talks about that. I'm not even surprised that Melee didn't get a new patch. Yeah, Melee's never gonna get a patch, no. Yeah, but that's okay. Maybe we'll get a Star Fox rep. Maybe. I don't know. That's like about like as much copium. Yeah, the 3DS remake. I mean, apparently they're remaking Ocarina of Time as well right now. Which that remake is, you either like that or you don't like it, you know? It's interesting they're in a remaking kind of phase right now, which, I mean, we'll have to see. It sounds like this Ocarina of Time Switch 2 version is a lot bigger. That's my guess. But apparently it is, that I'm betting it's coming. That was part of like the big leaks. Apparently there might be another Star Fox game too. Take it as a grain of salt. Which, if that is true, I'm hoping that one is like kind of what me and Monty were talking about, where it was like, go ham, go crazy. Pretend this is like the last hurrah of the fucking series. The whole industry kind of is. Halo is doing. Ah, fuck. It's because nostalgia sells and no one moves on from it. But there is moments where they do actually make insanely like good games. Not saying that it's impossible. What's up, Joseph Randall? The Star Fox remake or Star Fox or Switch 2 edition better than 64 the SNES? I played Melee for the first time with my brother-in-law. Oh, dude, nice. Who'd you play? The Star Fox. Honestly, I think if there is a Star Fox game, another Star Fox game coming, that is like, that could be really cool. Because again, I don't think that's ever happened where they were like, let's make 2 Star Fox games at the same time. They've never done that. Maybe their plan will work. I don't know. Sometimes a remake can be definitive, but yeah, why when it's so easy to make originals playable anyways? Yeah. Played as Captain Falcon. Nice, dude. He's good in that game. Yeah, I mean, I hope it's good enough. I'm probably not going to buy it because honestly, I've never been a huge Star Fox guy. I've tried I've tried to play 64 many times. Cloud should not be that low. Bro, yeah, the Swordy's got it bad right now. That's why. I'll say this, like, I think it's good for Star Fox to get a new game, and I think it, like, it will, especially with the Mario movie having them in there. I was hoping it was more going to lean towards that territory of that character, but that's fine. But I still think it's good for the series to get even if it's, like, kind of whatever, fucking, like, it's kind of a remake. I'll give it to them. But I think it's still good news either way. Maybe if it does well, maybe we'll get, like, if there is another fucking Smash game, I bet you there'll be a fucking Star Fox character. I kind of, like, said that, like, but I really do mean that. Like, whether it's Crystal or Slippy. Time will tell, yeah. Well, guys, thank y'all for coming through. This is the weekend stream, so appreciate y'all for coming through, and take care, everybody. Stay safe out there.